Howdy, folks. Galom Clu Sans Tet here, back in Red Deer County, Alberta, wrapping up this three-part ride. This is episode 3, digging into that Jim Balsillie video from Jordan Peterson's podcast, Failure or Success in the Time of Trump. It hit the air March 17th. 2025, and today, March 22nd, we're staring into the future. We've covered the past, Canada fumbling BlackBerry Keystone XL, our IP giveaway, and the present with Trump's tariffs pounding us, and Mark Carney stumbling into the PM gig. Now it's about what's next. How do we crawl out of this pit, and is it going to be good or bad for Canada, especially us out here in Alberta? I've got a lot to unpack, so strap in. This one's a haul. Let's kick off with Balsillie's playbook for getting out. He's not messing around. Starts with intellectual property, our big weak spot. For decades, we've let foreigners snatch our tech. Think drilling software cooked up in Calgary shops, or seed genetics from farms around Lethbridge and Innisfail. Balsillie's pushing for ironclad IP laws, patents that stick, not some flimsy handshake deal. Back in the BlackBerry heyday, early 2000s, we had a shot at being a tech titan. Phones buzzing in every oil worker's pocket out here. If we'd locked that IP down, maybe we'd still have a champ. He's saying we've got to stop being the world's doormat. Make it ours. Keep it ours. Out in Alberta, that's oil tech. Stuff like steam-assisted gravity drainage, SAGD, that's boosted our bitumen output. Protect that, and we're talking real money staying home. He's also big on innovation. Pump cash into the little guys, startups with guts. Not Ottawa's usual game of tossing billions at foreign outfits like Volkswagen for battery plants. Balsillie hates that, says it's why we're broke. Cut the red tape. Let folks build. Picture this, a rig tech startup in Red Deer tweaking pumps to squeeze more barrels a day, or a farmer near Sylvan Lake rigging drones to spot drought early. That's jobs. Welders, coders, truckers, not some green fantasy. Balsillie wants leaders with spine, someone to stare down Trump's trade war, not just shrug. Alberta's got the raw stuff, oil, grain, beef, but we're choked by federal fluff. His fix is simple. Bet on us, not them. Now, leadership, that's where it gets real. Mark Carney's PM sworn in March 14th, and he's moving fast. Called an election tomorrow, March 23rd, for April 28th, barely 2 weeks in. He's got plans. Ditch the consumer carbon tax, which I'm raising a beer to. That tax was murder. My buddy Dave hauls gravel out of Rocky Mountain House, says it jacked his diesel bill 20%. Carney's swapping it for green tech handouts, tax breaks for electric rigs, solar panels on barns, wind turbines maybe. He's keeping tariffs on U.S. imports, steel, whiskey, whatever, to counter Trump's 25% threat from March 9th. Ballsy move. Trump's not one to blink. Carney's jetting around too. Met Francis Macron and Britain's Starmer March 17th, cut a radar deal with Australia March 18th. He's banking on his Bank of England cred, ran it to 28 to But here's the rub. Carney's got baggage, and it's heavy. Conservatives nailed him on Brookfield asset management. He was chairman till January 25, quit to run for PM, says moving their HQ to New York wasn't his call. It happened after he left, except there's a letter, December 1st, 2024. He signed as chair, pushing shareholders to vote for it. Past January 27th, 2025. CBC's all over it. He's caught red-handed. Then he dodges media, won't talk investments, skirts ethics disclosure rules. Conservatives call him sneaky, and I'm nodding along. Out here, we don't trust suits who duck. A PM who greenlit Canadian jobs, hundreds from Toronto fleeing to Trump's turf while preaching Canada first. That's a gut shot. Trust's crumbling and Alberta's watching. Flip the coin. Pierre Poilievre, conservative leader since 2022. He's not a global rock star like Carney. Less known out there, and Dad's worried about that, but I'm not sweating it. Poilievre is talking my tune. Slash regulations, boost oil and gas, let Alberta breathe. No more carbon tax nonsense, just pipelines, rigs, jobs. Danielle Smith's doing it here. March 19th, she beefed up our infrastructure law, Bill 22, to shield oil sites from Ottawa's meddling. Poilievre could scale that up. Think Keystone XL reborn or a new pipe to the coast. He's raw. Less polish, more fire, and I'd bet he'd scrap with Trump till the cows come home. Carney's got the fancy CV, UN climate gigs, G20 meetings, but Poilievre's got hunger. And out here, that's gold. Let's map the future. Good and bad roads. Start with the good. Best case, we pull it off. By 2026, someone, Carney or Poilievre, lands a new USMCA deal. Tariffs drop below 5%. Oil's flowing south. 3 million barrels a day, most from Alberta. GDP hits 2%, up from today's 1.5 to 1.8%. Balsillie's IP clampdown works, patents stay home, and tech hubs sprout. Maybe Calgary gets a Silicon Valley vibe. Edmonton, a rig tech boom. Alberta's roaring. Suncor's pulling bitumen. Cenovus is drilling. Jobs flood back. Inflation steady at 2% like BMO's calling, and we diversify. Trade pacts with Australia, Europe, Japan maybe. Carney could lean on his global ties, those Macron handshakes, or Poilievre could muscle it with a Canada first push. Either way, we're back, and Alberta's the heartbeat. Details on that good road. Think big. Oil prices are hovering around $80 a barrel now. Say they nudged to $90 with demand. Alberta's pumping 4 million barrels a day by 2027, up from 3.2. That's thousands of jobs. Welders in Red Deer, truckers in Lacombe. IP laws kick in. A startup in Grande Prairie patents a new fracking trick, keeps it Canadian. Trade shifts, 10% more exports to Asia, less U.S. reliance. Carney's radar deal with Australia could mean ships from Vancouver, grain from the prairies. Poilievre might ditch green handouts, double down on oil. Think $50 billion in GDP from Alberta alone. It's Canada that's tough, not begging. Now the bad road. It's grim and it's not far-fetched. Trump digs in. Tariffs stick at 12.5%, or he slaps on 25% because Carney's mouthing off. Exports tank. Oil drops to 2 million barrels a day. U.S. refineries buy Saudi instead. Lumber from BC, beef from here. Same story. IP keeps bleeding. China grabs our tech. No one invests because we're soft. Carney's election gamble flops. April 28th, Liberals crash, or Poilievre can't unite enough, and we're gridlocked. GDP sags below 1%. Recession hits 27. Stats Canada's already warning growth could stall. Out here, rigs rust, half the patch idles. Farms struggle. My neighbor's already tight on margins. Trump's annexation jabber, March 17th polls caught it, gets louder. Red Deer County's quiet, too quiet. That's the nightmare. Break that bad road down. It's brutal. Oil at $60 a barrel. Production cuts, say 500 rigs down from 700. Jobs bleed. 10,000 gone in Alberta alone. Inflation spikes 3%, maybe 4%. Coffee's a luxury. Trade stuck. U.S. takes 80% of exports. No new friends. Carney's global pals ditch us if he's weak. Poilievre's grit flops if he's outmaneuvered. Ottawa dithers. More taxes, less action. Out here, it's shuttered shops on 50th Avenue, empty rigs off Highway 2. We're a shadow, and Trump's laughing. My take, folks, I'm 50, center right, worked the patch, paid my dues. I back Smith 'cause she's Alberta's fighter, suing over carbon taxes, guarding our oil. Balsillie's right. Lock IP, bet on ourselves, face Trump down. Carney's got tools, global pull, tariff guts, but that Brookfield lie's a dagger. Poilievre's untested out there, but he's got fire. I'd rather a brawler than a dodger. I'm hopeful Alberta's too stubborn to quit. Good roads there. Jobs, growth, pride. But I'm worried. Carney's shaky. Trump's wild. We're fragile. Could go either way. That's the series, March 22nd, 2025. From past to now to what's coming. Canada's at a fork and Alberta's the pulse. Balsillie's rung the bell. How we got here, where we're stuck, where we're headed. Good or bad? It's our call. I'm rooting for Alberta strong, Canada tough. Oil pumping, jobs humming. What's your take? Hit me up. Maybe we'll keep this going. Catch you later. Well, folks, that's the wrap for today. Guillaume Cloussantet signing off from Red Deer County. If you like this, don't just sit there. Follow me on X at Cloussantet for more straight talk on Alberta, Canada, and whatever's coming next. Hit up YouTube too. Search Cloussantet and subscribe. All my episodes are there, and I'm dropping more. Let's keep this rolling. Tell me what you think. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay tough out there.